Hey guys and girls, welcome to another Dungeons How to Play series, a bunch of videos in which we teach you how to play a variety of tabletop games. This week's game is obviously Dominion, and we'll be running through the rules, setting up the board, by which I mean laying out the cards, sorry, there is no board, it's a deck builder. And then I'll be joined by Paul and Dan, and we'll play through a demo game for you, so you'll sort of get a feel for how it goes in action. Now Dominion is one of my absolute favourite card games. It's one of those ones that no matter what you feel like, if you can't pick a game, we can always get Dominion down and have a good time. It's also one of those games that after you've played one game, you pretty much immediately shuffle up the cards, deal it out again and do another game. But anyway, it's not a review, it's a how to play, so I will leave my opinion out of it. A bit late for that. Anyway, so this is the base game of Dominion here. It's 2 to 4 players. You can expand it with an expansion like Intrigue. There are 6 or 7 other expansions as well, but the amount you get on the base deck, if you're interested in Dominion, seriously, the amount you get out of the base box is amazing. And each expansion adds just as much to the game again. It really is quite amazing. Anyway, I'll turn the camera down as usual and get started showing you how to play. Okay, so when you open your game for the first time, the first thing you're going to want to do is to open up all the packs of cards that are within and sort them as such. There's this neat little guide that slides in here, and each alphabetically sorted card sorts a little space in the tray where you can put all those cards. In a game of Dominion, you're only going to be using about 16 to 17 or 18 of these decks, depending on the game that you choose. But that'll all make more sense once I explain the game further. So first things first, we'll get set up. When setting up the table for Dominion, first you should get out the cards that are used in every single game. These are the treasure cards, copper, silver and gold, and the victory points cards, estates, duchies and provinces. Now you put out all the treasure cards, but the number of victory point cards is determined by the number of players. So at the start of the game, you deal each player 3 estate cards and 7 coppers. That'll be their starting hand of 10 cards. You then reduce the victory card decks down to a number that suits the number of players. In a 3 or 4 player game, you'll have 12 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Whereas in a 2 player game, you would just have 8 cards. You then do the same for duchies and provinces. You can then place the trash card somewhere nearby as well. That's just a card to let you know where to trash your cards, if you have kingdom cards that allow you to do so. I'll explain more about that in a second. It's really just a placeholder. It doesn't serve any other purpose. Players can then take their hands and should shuffle them a lot more thoroughly than I've just done. Now in some games you'll be playing with the curse cards as well. I'll explain how you know if you're playing with them later. If you do end up playing with these cards though, you deal out 10 cards for a 2-player game, 20 cards for a 3-player game, or 30 cards for a 4-player game, and they just sit down there as well. With that out of the way, it's time to decide which 10 cards you're going to use in your game of Dominion. Now if it's your first game, I'd recommend flipping over the instruction book to the back, and there's a first game recommended set of 10 cards there, and a few predetermined sets that they think work quite well. Alternatively, players can just agree on a predetermined set of 10 cards that they like. You can mix in the expansions, etc, etc. If you want to make it truly random, in the box you'll see there's this section here that just has the picture of the back of the Dominion card. The backs of these cards have a purple border instead of a brownie coloured one. What was that? That was garden. So what you can do is you can just randomise it. There's one of each card in there, and you can go, right, today we are playing with the bureaucrat, the remodel, the moat, festival, market, blah, 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 blah. You get the point. That's if you want to randomise it. For your first game, I'd recommend doing this first game set here. So for this example, if we were playing first game, we'd select the cards Seller, Market, Militia, Mine, Moat, Remodel, Smithy, Village, Woodcutter and Workshop. So as you can see, you end up with a collection of 10 Kingdom cards. Now I haven't done it here, but what I recommend you do is, if at all possible, place them in price order. It will just make the game a lot easier for you to play. So 4, 3, I'll do it like that. Just a personal thing. That way the cost of the cards as shown here is 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, that will all make more sense in a second when I explain how to actually play the game. And again, you can see how it was very handy that they were all in alphabetical order when I had to find the cards in the box and put them there, and all the remainder sit there nicely. So each stack of cards on this table has identical cards. They're all sellers, they're all golds, they're all provinces, etc, etc. Once you've done that, you're all set up and you're ready to start playing Dominion. Choose a starting player however you wish, and they begin the game. If you play multiple games, then the next player to go first is the player to the left of the last person who won. I'm just going to move these cards up a little bit so that I can properly show you how to play with the cards that I have. Actually, before the game begins, all players should take all their cards, shuffle them, a little bit better than I have, but whatever, and deal themselves a hand of 5 cards and place the remaining cards to the left of their playing area. Normally the cards are, of course, held up in front of them like so. You don't show the players what you've got, but for this video we're going to. Each player's turn is then divided into 3 phases: the action phase, the buy phase, and the cleanup phase. It's very important that you pay attention to that order. You always do actions, then buy phase, then cleanup. So the way Dominion works is that you're going to be using these cards here to grow the size of your deck. And there are a few ways you can do that. The first phase is the action phase. Now what that means is that you're able to play any action card that happens to be in your hand. An action card is easily identified by this little, by the word action at the bottom. Pretty obvious, right? Put that there. But as I don't have any in my hand, I'll actually just skip over that for the time being. It'll make more sense in a second. So the second phase is the buy phase. Now you'll notice that each one of these cards, even the money and the victory points, has a small number in the bottom corner here. That is how much it costs to purchase that card. On treasure cards, the number up in the top left and right corner shows how much that card is worth. So if I had a gold in my hand, that'd be worth 3 coins, but it costs 6 coins to buy a gold card. Now during the buy phase, players may purchase any one card from the supply here, except for cards that are on the trash pile, as long as they can afford the cost shown in the bottom corner. The way a player does that, say they wanted to buy a seller card, they would take the 2 coins that it would cost, they would collect the seller card, and then they would place them face up to their right. So that becomes their discard pile. That's their draw deck, that's their discard pile. Now just say on my turn I happen to have enough money to buy another card. It's important to note that unless I've otherwise modified my cards, which I'll explain in a second, you are only allowed to make 1 purchase per turn. So even though I could afford to buy a moat or another seller, I can't because I have spent all my coins. Sorry, I've used my 1 buy action. The last part of any player's turn is the cleanup phase. During this, they take any cards that they didn't play this turn and put them on their discard pile, and then draw themselves up another hand of 5 cards. This process then repeats around the table as players continue to acquire cards. Now, if at the end of your turn, you either say, put a few things, whatever, blah blah blah. Say you go to refill your hand and you're out of cards, there's only 2. You shuffle your discard pile, which then becomes your draw pile. And now you should probably see how Dominion works. So as you're purchasing and building cards into your discard, they eventually become your draw pile, so you will eventually get to use them again. So in this case, I already had those 2 cards and I would draw an extra 3. Then on my next turn, we go back to the start of the process again. First of all is the action phase. Now in my hand, I now have an action card. What this action card lets me do when played is draw an extra 3 cards. So for my action, I could play that card and draw 3 more. Much the same as with the the buy phase, drawing an extra action card isn't really that useful because I have already spent my 1 action playing that card. However, some cards have other perks, like this one. This one lets you discard any number of cards in your hand, and you get 1 card per one that you discard. So if I played that, I could discard this estate, which doesn't actually get me anything, and draw another card in its place. And on top of that, it gives me an extra action point. So I can play that and then immediately play another card. So this militia card, ignoring the fact that I cheated there. Now there are a variety of different benefits of cards in here. You've got the market, personal favourite of mine, which gives you an extra card, an extra action, an extra buy and an extra coin. So what that means is if you play that, you can immediately draw an extra card, then you can play another action card if you have one, and during the buy phase you can actually make 2 purchases and you've got an extra coin on top of whatever coppers you happen to have in your hand. Coppers or silver or gold, sorry. Play continues like this, with you drawing, playing actions, making purchases, cleaning up your cards, redrawing, etc., etc., until one of 2 conditions is met. The first is that this supply of province cards is empty. The second is that any 3 of these kingdom card draw piles is empty. When that occurs, the game ends at the end of that player's turn. Each player then looks in their hand, counts up all the victory point cards they have, including any curse cards they might have. We don't have any cards here that use curse cards, but whatever. And then whoever has the most points at the end of the game is deemed the winner. And that's basically how you play Dominion. I'm going to be joined now by Paul and Dan, and we'll do a demonstration game with a random deck of 10 kingdom cards. Okay, so for this game, I am joined by Dan.
G'day.
And Paul.
G'day.
And we're going to do a random set. So we've each got 7 coppers and 3 estates, which we can shuffle and make into our first draw pile. I hate shuffling at the start of the game.
Such a small hand to shuffle, almost.
I still wonder how they go at tournaments. You know what I mean? Like when
how do they adjudicate shuffling?
Yeah, exactly. Who wants to? So we've got the purple back deck. So you call out what we're having, and I'll set them up. Yeah.
How many do we?
10.
10. Okey-doke. Festival. Gardens.
Oh, that's another victory point one.
Smithy. Moneylender.
They're alphabetical. Why can't I still find it?
Bureaucrat. Seller. Adventurer. We like the adventurer. Woodcutter. That's not bad. I haven't played with that one before. Workshop. And last but never least, the Witch.
We love the Witch.
Which means we also introduce get curse cards.
Curse cards.
Wonderful. Let's just move the...
No? There.
Okay.
Okay, so let's put these in order just to make it easy for ourselves. So there's 6, 5, 5. And we've got 4s. And
Right.
2, 3, 3. Yeah?
Yep, that works. Actions.
Okay, so to run through the seller card, you get an extra action, discard any number of cards and gain 1 card per card you discard. Woodcutter, 1 buy plus 2 coins. 1 additional buy plus 2 coins. Workshop, gain a card costing up to 4 coins. Bureaucrat, can you read that? That's,
Gain a silver card, put it on top of your deck. Each other player reveals a victory card from his hand and puts it on his deck, or reveals a hand with no victory cards. Okay. Moneylender, trash a copper card from your hand. If you do, you gain an extra 3 coins. Plus 3 cards on the smithy. Gardens, it's worth a victory point for every 10 cards in your deck. What's that?
Rounded down.
Rounded down. The Witch, plus 2 cards, and each other player gains a curse card, which over here subtracts a victory point. The Festival, you get 2 extra actions, 1 additional buy, and 2 additional coins for spend. And the Adventurer, one of my personal favourites, reveal cards from your deck until you reveal 2 treasure cards. Put those treasure cards into your hand and discard the other revealed cards. From memory, that one was pretty powerful. Was it the Temple? That lets you replay an
throne
action?
room. So we could play it double. Yeah. So you got 4 treasure cards.
Yeah. And if you had a handful of gold coins, that was just awesome. All right.
Okay, first round of 5. Dan, you may as well start.
So, clearly being the first hand, I have no actions. So straight to buy phase. I have 4 coppers, or 4 coins to spend. Okay. I will grab a... No, I won't. I think a bureaucrat at this stage. So that's those. In terms of tidy up, I only have an estate.
Okay, so I'm going to spend 3 coppers and buy a woodcutter. Clean up.
I'm going to also spend 3 coppers and I'm going to buy a workshop.
Yes, mathematically we know you've got 3 coppers now, right?
Indeed.
And we've both got 4 in our next hand.
Surprise, surprise, 3 coppers, I buy a woodcutter and clean up with those 2 estates.
Okay, so I've got 4 coins. I'm going to grab a bureaucrat. An action and an attack card. It's hard to shuffle so few cards.
I also, surprisingly enough, have 4 coins, and I am going to purchase a smithy. Clean up.
3 coins, buy a woodcutter, clean up with those 2 estates.
Okay, 3 coins. I'm also... No, I'm going to buy a cellar for 2 coins and then clean up with the rest.
Whoops, 4 coins as well. And I am going to lash out on a moneylender.
Alright, so I finally have an action card to play. Woodcutter, which gives me an additional buy and 2 additional coins, which gives me a total of 5 to spend across 2 buys if I wish. However, I'm going to blow all my money on 1 purchase on a witch.
Okay, so we all get a curse, right?
Only when I play it. and then clean up with the estate.
Oh, okay.
That's when it's played as an action attack.
What do I want to play? Okay, I'll wait until Dan's drawing his card.
Okay.
What a shame there's no moats in this.
I was just thinking
that. My action is an attack, so I gain a silver and put it on top of my deck. And each of you guys has to reveal a victory card from your hand, so an estate, a province, or a duchy.
Or
reveal your hand. So
no
yeah, I guess.
So
Yep. So you put that on top of your draw pile. Hang on.
Hang on. That's my toss out pile. That's the draw pile.
Ah, okay. Probably easier for you.
Yeah, do that. Yeah.
I mean, you can do it however you want.
So that goes on your draw
No, that
pile.
one goes on your draw pile. So
In other words,
get that
it
back
forces
next
into
turn.
your hand next
Right.
round.
Okay. Cool.
Those nasty attacks.
Which means I get a whopping 2 gold to spend, and I will buy a cellar. Maybe I should have used my woodcutter instead.
Okay, so first of all, I am going to play a workshop, which allows me to gain a card costing up to 4. And I'm going to gain a bureaucrat.
I played with Kirsty just recently, and
So they've got
she was heavy on the
that.
smithy and the...
And 2 copper and a cellar. And that's me complete.
Alright, I'm going to play a witch. Yeah, everyone, take a curse.
So where do we put it?
It just says gains a curse card. I think it just goes straight
So it
to
just
your
goes
discards.
straight, same as if you bought something.
Yeah, well, I mean, technically it's a -1 victory point, so I gain 2 cards from that. Marginally useful. 3 coins to spend. I will grab a workshop and can't play the rest. Clean up.
Okay, I'm going to play a woodcutter, so we get an extra buy and an extra 2 coins. And now I'm going to reveal that I have one of my most hated hands. You need 8 to buy a province. Actually, I'll just put them in
those
order.
around.
I don't need to be just easy. I need 8 to buy that. So I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Every time I get 7.
Smack between gold and province. We've commented in the past 7 is a magical number in many games, but it's the worst number of coins to have in Dominion.
So with my 7, I'm going to purchase a witch and a cellar.
At least you had 2 buys. It's not like you're discarding
Yeah,
coins.
true.
The worst is when you've got 7 to spend and you've only got 1 buy.
So I'm going to spend 3 coppers and buy 1 silver. And that's the end of that.
Okay, no actions, so straight to buy. 3... What was I thinking of? A workshop. And clean up 2 estates.
I'm going to play a cellar, which gives me an extra action. And I'm going to discard 2 cards. Which means I draw another 2 cards. And then with that action, I'm going to play a bureaucrat, so I gain a silver. And you guys each have to put a victory
Show a
point
victory
card.
card or a hand with
No, put your victory point card on there, or if you don't have one, you have to show your hand.
So show a hand with no victory cards.
Yeah. Yep.
Or put it back onto your draw
put it
pile.
on your draw pile.
Onto the draw pile. Done.
Yeah, I suppose. 3. Wonderful. I'll go woodcutter. I'm done.
I'm going to start with a workshop, which gives me a card worth up to 4 points. And I am going to lash out on a bureaucrat.
You can get a cellar for 2 if you like. That's up to 4. Or a copper. That's 0. That's
Straight
below
into
4.
discards.
Thank you. And right now that's going to be all I'm going to do.
Nothing else.
Nothing else.
Starting to clean up. Okay. Woodcutter gives me an additional buy and 2 extra coins to go with the 4 that I drew. So that's 6. So from 2 buys, I'll actually buy 2 silvers.
Good move. I'm going to play a cellar again. Discard 1 estate, which gets me another card, which isn't that great. An extra action, which I can't use. But I have 5 coins. So I'm going to purchase. What am I going to purchase? One buy. I'll grab a festival. Never actually had this card before. Funny, isn't it, when you play with a random deck, how you come across these cards? Like, it's not that big a set, but I think I would have played with them all by now.
Okay, so I'm going to start off by playing a bureaucrat, which gives me a silver.
And it goes on top of your draw pile. That one goes on top of your deck.
Deck.
Yeah,
Sorry.
deck.
Yep. Deck.
Yep.
Yep.
And there's an estate that I have to put on top.
Lovely. And I am also going to purchase a cellar. And that's the end of that.
It's the end of that chapter.
So I'm going to play bureaucrat, which gives me a silver.
Still got nothing.
Nothing. Any victory cards there, Paul?
No victory cards, Dan.
All right. By phase, so I have a grand total of 2 coppers to spend, which really makes it quite straightforward. It's going to be a cellar and nothing else to do.
I'm going to play a cellar and discard a cellar, which gets me another card. Okay, and then I get an extra action from that card, so I'm going to play the woodcutter, which gets me an extra buy and an extra 2 coins, which brings me up to 5. Almost as useless as 7. I'll grab a witch.
Okay. So to start with, I'm going to buy a duchy for 5 coins. And a cellar for 2.
Hang on. How many buy phases?
Hang on.
You only get 1 buy.
Only 1 buy. Sorry,
Yep.
my bad. Alright, well, in that case,
That's
I'm
it?
done.
That quickly, a video becomes a how not to play.
I'm very good at that.
I'm going to be kind to everyone. The action I'll play will be a workshop, so I'll acquire a gardens.
Yeah, I feel like you've been kind.
You'll see when the action that I didn't play. For my buy phase, I have 3 to spend. So that will be a... What was I thinking of? A silver. And I can't play an estate, nor will I play the witch this turn. You're welcome. You can thank me later.
Sure thing. I'm going to play witch.
Curses for everyone.
Yeah, so
You
guys
get a
get
curse,
each on
and
your
I get a
discards.
curse.
Thanks. I appreciate that. More than I can express.
You're welcome. I'll do what I can.
So discards there.
And then I can't play any of those. Luckily I picked up 3 coins. I'll buy a silver. I won't play the estate or the woodcutter or the bureaucrat. Okay.
Similarly, I am going to spend 3 copper and buy a silver coin. And that's me done.
That's you done. My action, play a workshop, go to another gardens. I have a grand total of
Stacking, folks.
1 copper to spend. I elect not to spend it and acquire a copper, and I can't play those cards. That's the end of me.
No, it's worked out quite well for me. I've got a cellar, and I'm going to discard a curse, an estate, and another estate.
Nice.
And draw 3 new cards. Oh, Dave is happy. You guys can all get cursed.
Golly. Thank you.
Anytime. Oh, I drew 2 action cards.
I really wish we had a moat in this game. I really miss the moat.
And I have 5 coins to spend. I'm going to grab a card. Grab a duchy.
Okay, so to start with, I'm going to play Cellar and discard 2 estates
Nice.
and pick up 2 cards in place. Well, hello, boys. And I'm going to kind of follow Dave's lead and also buy a duchy.
Get your own strategy.
Oh, I'm copying yours, it's good.
Don't, I haven't been buying enough gold. Normally I stack
And
up
that's
my
me
cash.
done.
Okay, bit of a gamble here, belief without proof. Play a Cellar. I'm going to discard 2 coppers in the hope that I get something of more value. Gamble paid off. No additional actions, but I do spend the 5 that I now have on a
nice.
duchy. That worked out well. I like it when that works for you.
Okie dokie, first action I'm going to play a festival. Gives me 2 actions, an extra buy and 2 coins.
I thought it was everyone gets a day off while there's a parade in Swanston Street. My bad.
And then I'm going to play a bureaucrat, so I'll gain 2 coins.
Victory card.
Victory card. Nothing.
Nothing.
And then I have 3 coins, which I'll use to buy some silver.
Okay, I'm going to start by playing the bureaucrat, which gives me a silver and
None.
None. Followed by the purchase of a cellar. And that's me done.
Alright. I play a bureaucrat. Just wait to see if Paul has any victory cards there.
I do.
So, yep. Well, that goes face down there. Just when you shuffle that, remember that that goes back on top.
Yes, so
Because that
I'll
needs to be
put
the
that
first
face
card
down
that you
there
put
as a
at the
draw
end.
pile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gain a silver, which goes on top of my deck. And then I spend the 4 coins that I have on another silver and tidy up without playing that anything else.
I don't need to play this action, I'm just going to play it to show how unfair this is. It's not unfair, but bad luck. So I've got this cellar which lets me trade cards and gives me an extra action, but all I've got are decent coins. So I could do a Dan and discard a 1 in the hope of something better.
It's a gamble. It worked for me.
But I'm
Hopefully
buy,
it doesn't work
I'm
for
going to
you.
buy an adventurer instead. Let's see, what would have done?
Alrighty. Choices. I'm going to play a bureaucrat. Take 2 silver. And wait for victory card status from the gentleman.
Yep.
Lovely, thank you.
No.
And then purchase another cellar because I can. And that's me complete.
Alright. So I'll play a woodcutter, which gives me an extra buy. So I now have 2 buys and a total of 6 coins to spend, which will be 2 more silvers. And I won't play the witch. You're welcome.
Once more, you're not welcome, which?
Curses for everyone.
Fantastic.
Have I said how much I missed the moat?
You may have mentioned it once or twice.
Luckily, I drew that 2, so that means that I can buy a gardens. And again, I had a woodcutter that you chose to use my witch instead.
I am very fond of the bureaucrat today. So, let's
State.
you.
Thank you.
Silver on the top of
It's a good way to quickly get some silver for
It is.
no spend, right?
Exactly right, yeah.
And silver's not, bad card either.
And I'll then spend 3 and purchase a woodcutter. And that's the conclusion of my...
Okay. Got no actions, so straight to buy. I'll purchase a cellar and tidy up.
How do you build a woodcutter?
You purchased the woodcutter, you didn't build it.
No, but this is you building your dominion, right? You're building a cellar, you're building a workshop.
Well, the woodcutter is I think, referring to the place
Build
of
a
business,
hut.
not the man himself, perhaps.
I built a witch earlier, so therefore you can all have a curse card.
Again, golly.
It makes you feel any better, which it won't. I didn't have anything else to play, and I just drew 2 actions which I can't play. So I can spend 3 copper to buy
Yeah, it's
silver.
not making us feel better.
No,
Really?
not at all.
Shame. I'm trying to negate all those gardens you purchased earlier.
Alright, so I'll play workshop, which gives me a card up to 4, and I'll take another bureaucrat because they seem to be working quite well for me today. And I'll then spend 4, and I'll actually buy gardens this time. And that's me done.
Can I just stop you for a second? I just wanted to say, you've played a full game before, but normally we play 2 players. At the start of the game, there are 12 each of these cards. In a 2-player game, there's 8 each. So I just wanted to let you know, there's more cards than usual.
Yep.
Should have told you at the start, but hey, why not do it at the end, right?
Was this a how to play or how not to play?
Action, woodcutter, 1 additional buy and 2 additional coins. So that only gives me 3 coins to spend, so I'm just going to acquire a silver and nothing else to play.
I'm going to play a festival, which gives me 2 actions, 1 buy and 2 coins. And I have the glorious 7, but I get +2, so that becomes 9.
Excellent.
So I get that,
Well,
and
no,
an
not
extra
excellent.
buy. It is excellent for me. I'm not going to spend my second buy, because I don't want to clog up my deck with coppers. I hate it when there's too many coppers
Yeah,
around.
yeah. It's not a problem in Victoria.
Come on, Mr. Bureaucrat. Your deck's got to be like 50% bureaucrats now, right?
It's very close too. However, I
Make it
am
very hard to
going
make a decision.
I'm going to skip. I'm going to skip the action phase and go straight to buy, and I'm going to purchase a duchy.
Very good.
That's the end of my chapter.
So I play a cellar, which gives me 1 additional action, and I'm going to discard 3 cards and draw 3 replacements.
What does he get? Curse, curse, and curse.
Not quite. So no additional actions to play, but I do now have 5 to spend, which is exactly what I wanted. Well, not quite, but it's close enough. And clean up with a curse that I can't play.
Okay, I'm going to play a cellar, 1 action, discard 1, 2 estates, 2 new cards. Excellent. And I finally get to play my adventurer, so I reveal cards from my deck until I reveal 2 treasure cards.
The adventurer is good.
Costly, but good.
So that game we were playing last time where we had the throne room in the marketplace, and the throne room lets you play any action you've just played twice.
That's right. Yes.
So you play the adventurer twice, you effectively keep drawing until you've drawn 4 treasure cards, which you can then spend. So you're guaranteed at least 4 coins as long as those cards are in your hand.
So I've drawn 2 treasure cards now, so these ones I believe
Just
go
discard?
into the discards.
Beautiful.
And these go into my hand so I can spend them straight away.
Very useful.
Very useful.
Very 6 cards. So 6 coins.
The magic number.
Adventurer.
The magic number.
Now it's the odd ones I don't like. 5 or 7. They're the
6 is alright because you can get a gold.
Oh yeah, could have.
Oh well. I'm now going to provide an example of a useless hand. The most useless hand. And that's my turn done.
If only you had 4 cards in the cellar.
That's where sellers do come in handy. No action for me, but I do have 6 to spend, which I'll splurge on a gold, and I have a curse. Nothing else to do.
Okay, I've got a woodcutter, an extra buy, and 2 coins. I've got 3, so that brings me up to 5. Grab another fee. Leave a comment below as to what I should buy.
A fee.
And 2. What?
Well, you said a fee, so I was just telling you that's what you should buy. You'll fix that in post.
Yeah, you keep saying that.
It's not my fault you forget.
So I'm going to play a cellar. Hooray! That would have been really handy last hand. Discard an estate.
One estate.
One estate. That's all I got.
Well, it's because the rest of them are already in your discard pile.
And yeah, great. Luck of the gods. What have we got here? I'm going to spend a whopping 6 and buy an adventurer.
Nice choice.
Yeah, nice.
I had 7 as well.
Ah.
Well, that's amusing,
I love
right?
7.
So with my workshop, I could gain, if I wanted, buy another silver, but then that would only give me 7 to spend. So what I'm actually going to do is the card that I will gain, costing up to 4, will simply be another gardens, and then
Well,
5.
that wouldn't go into your hand anyway. You'd
That's a good
purchase
point.
it,
You're
so
right.
you wouldn't
Absolutely
have-
right.
Yeah.
So with the 5, I'll then purchase a duchy and clean up.
There's the duchy stacker over here. Duchies and gardens. I see what's going on. Okay, a wood shop. Woodcutter.
Duchies in the gardens.
Which gives me 6 to spend across 2 buys. I think it's one of those things. I'm debating whether to buy a gold, which is a single card worth 3, or an adventurer, which is a single card worth at worst 2, and
But
at best
potentially
with my current
5 or
hand
6.
4.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have any gold though yet.
So
I'll grab a gold. Now that I've just said that it's the worst choice, I'll go and do that. Yay, logic.
Mr. Paul.
Mr. Paul. We've been polite to Paul now.
Only on camera.
Right. Well, for that, guess what card I'm going to play?
Bureaucrat.
Yes, it's the
I was going
bureaucrat.
to say, is it a witch?
Right.
Right.
Happily.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, well,
Thank
not
you.
happily. I guess it goes
you.
back on my draw pile. That's the trick with the bureaucrat, isn't it? Gets you something and it puts a useless card on someone's
Forces a
hand.
useless card into the hand for a second turn. And when you think about it, if they had a cellar, potentially reduces the benefit of discards. Because you know that not only, I can discard a card, but the next one I'm getting.
I'll purchase a cellar because,
well,
cellars
hang
and
on a
bureaucrats seem to be my...
Alright. We're not cheating.
There was a bureaucrat on the bottom of the pile.
Okay, so what I'm going to do, just so we remember, is I'm going to chuck one of the ones with the purple back to show that we've got 1 empty discard pile. Because if you remember, when we get 3 empty, or we
Run out of
exhaust the
provinces.
provinces, then it's game over.
Yep.
Alright.
So
Right.
Paul just bought the last cellar.
And so that's my my turn done.
Oh, right. Okay.
You sound disappointed.
Yeah, I thought there might have been more in it. It was a bit of an anticlimax. 7 to spend. That's that wonderful number. Right there. Squarely between gold and province. On balance, though, I do like the idea of more gold.
I love gold.
And clean up. Duchy.
Okay, festival. An extra buy, 2 extra coins, 2 extra actions. Of which? So 2 cards for me and a curse card each for you lads.
Thanks.
Anytime. I got you. And I'm going to spend 4 on a garden
So,
and my estates on nothing.
if you'll pardon the pun, the curse of having the witch in the game, in this particular game, is we have no ability to trash and no ability to introduce moats. We can't defend
Yeah,
the
so
attack.
you can't
so
defend
once
or
you've got
negate.
curses, you've got curses. You're not getting rid of them.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this is an interesting random draw for the market.
Well, it's interesting because we do also have this card, which is giving away a lot of extra victory points. That's what 1 per 10 cards.
Yep.
And you can stack them.
Yeah.
So each one of them you get negates 1 curse.
Yeah.
But still,
Yep.
yeah.
That's the best you can do.
Okay, so
It's not as much about winning as making the other people lose more, right?
That's exactly
It's a
right.
viable strategy.
I don't win by gaining the most. I win by making you lose the most.
So I'm going to play Workshop, which gives me a card costing up to 4, and I'm going to take a garden.
Speaking of negation, negating.
And then, in my buy round, I am going to spend 5 and buy a David Duchy.
All right.
Man,
Which way do I play this?
the nicest way to us.
So, bureaucrat it is. We're going to silver. Dave has no hands of victory points. Nor does Paul. Excellent. Mission not accomplished. 2 to spend.
Still got you 2 silver.
I guess I'll just buy an estate. Because it just negates one of those curses and then I'll clean up.
And a move that is not going to make me popular at all.
I'm going to play another Witch.
Not just one. Festival, which gives me
goody.
2 extra actions and a buy. My first action will be to play a Witch, which gives me 2 cards and you guys a curse. May as well grab another while you're there. Because my second action is going to be to play a Witch. Stacking witches. So I've now got 2 buys. So I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 14.
Oh, over 2 buys. That's 2 times 7. Oh. 14
It
is
is.
6 and 8.
Yeah, so I'm going to grab these guys off my 2 buys.
Nice.
That is the best hand I've ever had.
That was excellent.
That was...
We hate you. We're going to bean you over there with a
I got
bottle
myself
after this
some
video.
lovely points and cost you guys 2 apiece.
You're awesome.
I'll stop loading. I'll be signing after the video.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to play Bureaucrat, surprisingly enough. So, 2
None.
silver. None for either of you. Lovely.
I don't have a winch though. I'm not going to play it, don't worry. I've got a witch and an Aventador.
Driving a Lamborghini.
Yeah. My duchy has become very...
Very, very Italian.
And... Yeah,
I
3.
play
I'm going to
my
purchase
Aventador.
a Workshop.
I play my Aventador. Pass the rockets for everyone.
It's very done.
So, a seller, which gives me an additional action. I discard 1 copper in the vain hope that I get exactly what I was hoping for, which is...
Well, you knew you were getting a 2.
buy phase.
You put it there last turn.
Of course. See, that all factored into my plan.
Strategy.
I acquire a province.
Okay, what have I got? Oh. Alright, I'm going to play an adventurer. Damn it.
Thank goodness for that.
That's not what I was hoping for. The other card was a witch. So that gives me 5. So I'm going to buy witch. Its strategy suddenly reveals itself. I didn't know that was my strategy until just now. Ah. I mean...
And his poker face is excellent.
So, I've got to play a seller, which allows me to discard, 2 estates.
You can discard your whole hand if you like.
Well, I'm not
including those
going to.
golds and silvers. And
That's fine, and draw another 2. That brings me to that magical number.
No more actions.
No, sadly not. But I do have 7. So I'm going to spend 5 on the duchy. We're getting very close to the end of duchies. That's me done.
Alright. I play a witch. Here, allow me.
I don't want that, thanks.
Quite right, I insist.
You need more than one.
And I gain 2 cards from the witch, which were all absolutely pointless. So with the 2 coins that I have to spend or buy an estate, and reveal a hand of curses and properties.
Okay.
Which does get them out of the way.
I'm going to bureaucrat.
No grains.
Is that 4 or 5?
5.
No grains.
So is it only a victory card? I suppose a
Which are
curse
green
isn't
anyway.
a victory card, is it?
No, it's a curse card, not a victory card. These are victory.
Oh, they actually say victory down the bottom.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I'd like to reveal that I have victory cards
Yep,
and
that's a
not
shame
enough
for you.
money to buy anything, so I'm skipping my buy.
Did you put your silver on top though?
Yeah, it's here.
Yeah.
Now it's here. Now it's under that. That's under those two.
Sellers are coming into their own now, so I'm going to play a seller. And this card too.
With all those curse cards, you know.
Yeah.
See, I've helped you. I've given you value for your sellers.
If
Paul.
I draw
Give up.
another 2 curse cards, I'm going to be very, very upset. I didn't though, which was...
That's a shame. I would have laughed and laughed.
So...
Could have done it for
Not
good
much.
viewing for the people.
I could have, but I chose not to. I'm going to buy an estate, and... Oop. That's it for me.
Okay. Play a seller and discard 2 woodcutters. That was utterly pointless.
Considering how many golds and silvers you've got, I really thought that'd be paying off.
I think they're all here now. Leaves me only 3 to spend, so I buy a silver and clean up.
I'm going to play a seller, discard 2 cards and estate the curse. Draw 2 cards. Oh, yes. +1 action, so I'm going to play an adventurer. I was thinking, don't tell me I've drawn the adventurer and I can't actually... Adventurer always goes across the shuffling of the deck. Oh no! The discards, they go into my hand. Two, 4, 6, 8. So I'm going to buy a province.
Nice. Had the right number this time.
Yeah, pleasant change.
It's always good when you reach 8. 6 or 8.
Yeah, I should just invest in silver and get rid of all my coppers. That way it's always even, right?
Bureaucracy for all. Wait, thank you. Oh. And, yeah, that's me done.
That's it. No
That's
buy.
it. I have 1 copper.
Okay.
You can buy a, don't forget that 0.
Yes,
you
you could
are clogging your hand up with $1 coins, but you can buy 1 for 0.
Well, I'll
if
tell you
want.
what. I'll buy 1 for 0. It's
You're-
perfect sense that you can buy 1
You're that old
for
man
0.
at the front of the queue buying everything with 5-cent coins, aren't you?
Pulls out the purse.
Dancing
Oh,
like
no need to thank me, folks. Just doing my job. Here's a curse for each of you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Gain 2 cards, one of which is a
One of which,
card that Paul forced me to put back on the deck. So that leaves me only 4 to spend, which is not quite a magical number. So I think I'll just go for gardens and clean up.
after you've grabbed your 5, grab yourselves a curse from my little witch. Oh man.
Oh no.
And I've got 5, so I'm going to buy a witch.
Well, considering half my deck is now curse cards, I've got no actions. So I'm simply going to buy the gardens.
You guys are stacking those gardens.
Well, I have nothing but curses and property. That's the end of my turn.
Excellent.
At least it gets 5 of them out of the way now.
I'm going to play this
Oh my god, there's
DeLorean card, which makes you take your last hand back.
God, there's more.
I'm going to play a woodcutter and buy a witch, and then my turn. miss not having the market. I'm so used to having the market in games and getting myself
And
market
moats.
stacking
And
up.
moats. I'm used to having moats in my hand when someone plays witches.
I only really need moats when I play against Tim.
Well, I really can't do anything, so I'm just going to buy a copper for nothing. Because
No way.
you and your curses.
Oh, who bought that garden? Did I put that garden in your hand?
No, but it may come in useful at some stage.
And I do have some witches, so I might be responsible for one or two of those curses. Speaking of curses, here's 3. Right, so I only have 4 to spend, which I spend on gardens, and then clean up with a bunch of curses.
Festival.
Looking at you, Dave.
2 actions, 1 buy. Which...
Oh.
Ah!
Curse for
I
you,
drew
curse for me.
4. Ah, that gives me 7. Ah. Etc. A curse and an
Oh.
estate. I can't be blamed for that curse.
Consider
But
it,
it still hasn't bought a witch.
consider it your fair reward.
I like
I
it
haven't
when
had a coin to buy, which I've just got all these curses in my hand.
But a
But
tiny violin card? No.
I have an app for that. Bureaucrat.
thank you. Lovely.
No, it goes over on top of
Oh,
it.
sorry. Yeah,
When you
so that'll
finish
go on the
shuffling.
top.
And then I'll spend 4 and buy a garden.
So, I have a workshop from which... Why have we not thought of that before? What are these? Some nice looking cards there. I'll take the last garden though. Can we have a placeholder over there, please, mate? And I'll spend 4 coins. I think I'll grab a money lender and then clean up.
Sure, this will come as no surprise to anybody. I'm going to play a witch. And I'm going to draw a province and a damn curse card.
Oh yeah, we feel bad for you.
What was that about small violins?
Yeah.
So with my 2 coins, I'm going to buy an estate. Those can do nothing.
Alright, I have no action cards. So I am going to spend 4 and buy a smithy. And that's me done.
Okay. A seller. So I'll discard 2 properties and a copper, so 3 cards.
Got to pay off now, surely.
You'd hope so, wouldn't you? But sadly not.
Wow.
So no additional actions. So I have 4 to spend on another money lender, and I'll clean up with some gardens.
What's the money lender do again?
Nothing, no need to see.
Take a copy card from your hand.
Trash a copper, and you get
If you
plus
do,
3
you get
on a
plus
spend.
3 spend.
Could be the magical difference between achieving a province or not.
True. I'm going to play a cellar, and I'm going to discard 1, 2 estates and another cellar. 1, 2, 3. Which?
What happens when we run out of curses, by the way?
Is that
Okay.
Well, there's only 2 curses left.
Well, that's the end of that pile.
Yeah.
I assume that's treated the same as one of the. It wouldn't be one of the 10.
Yeah.
The final 10. And I'm going to do nothing else because I don't want to spend 1 coin.
Cool.
Alright, so I'm going to play Cellar and discard my remaining 4 cards
Cool.
And draw another 4.
cross my fingers.
Victory and curses.
I guarantee you these will all be curses. You just watch. Where I was close. So I'll spend 5 and buy a duchy.
Don't you get it?
That's it.
Alright, no actions. Straight to buy phase. 6.
Wow.
I think I will buy gold. All gold. The adventurers are working out well for Dave. Let's try an adventurer. And then I'll clean up with a curse and a duchy.
I'm going to play witch. The size.
At least it's the end of it. There are no more curses.
Oh man, I needed this card before. I've got 2 coins, so I'm going to buy an estate.
Alrighty then, so I am going to play the workshop and take another bureaucrat, why not? And then spend 5 and buy another duchy. That's me done.
Nicely done, you've been getting a few of those.
Alright, woodcutter, which
I've
gives
got to
me
balance those curse cards somehow.
an additional buy and 2 additional coins to go with the 6 that I have, so that's 8. I will just go
Nice.
straight for a province and clean up.
You guys are making me nervous. I've been spending too much money on
Witches and adventurers.
not victory points.
You've been spending too much money on Heroes of Might and Magic characters.
Oh, wonderful! I've got 7.
No, what you've got is karma.
I had a witch. I chose not to play it.
Too late now.
Wouldn't have done you any good anyway.
I'll grab this final duchy.
What to do? Alright, so I'll play a cellar. Discard 2. Pick up another 2 and cross my fingers that they're both curse cards. Oh! Yeah, okay, so I shouldn't have said that. Curse myself.
Grand.
I'll spend 4 and buy another bureaucrat. That's the end of that.
Speaking of bureaucrats, I play a bureaucrat. Gain my silver. Yep, no, over there. Yep. No, back on your drawer.
Oh, we both did the same thing. Dirty cheaters.
I won't let you forget. Which only leaves me 4 to spend, so I will grab another money lender and clean up with a duchy.
I got 9, so obviously I'm going to grab province.
Nice.
Oops. Bureaucrat, surprisingly enough.
Same one I just picked up from your one.
And I will buy a copper for 0. That's the end of that chapter.
Alright, so no actions, or none that give me any benefits anyway, so straight to the buy phase. 4, buy another money lender, and clean up with a money lender and an estate.
I'll play witch, so you guys take no curses.
Yay!
I'm going to draw 2 victory cards.
Excellent! Another hand of karma.
3. Let's grab a silver.
Tablecloth, slipping a bit.
Alright, so this time I'm going to play a smithy and grab 3 cards.
This is one of the longest games of Dominion we've played.
It is. I hope the folks on YouTube forgive us.
And
There's a little thing down the bottom there you can track ahead.
I'll just buy an estate. That's it. Those 3 cards were not very useful.
So woodcutter, which gives me 2 buys and an additional 2 coins to go with the 5 that I drew, so I have 7 to spend over 2 buys.
Oh no, it's not nice.
Not
It's
so
7.
nice. Not so nice. But I think the logical answer here at this stage is going to be more coin.
2 of them, yeah.
And clean up with a duchy and an estate.
Okay, cellar, extra action, and I'm going to trash the victory and curse cards. And then I'm going to use that cellar to trash the two and just discard the two I just picked up. This isn't working out the way I wanted at all. Do a witch, draw 2 cards.
So that was clean-up phase then.
Yes, that was fucking clean up phase.
So I'm going to play a cellar, discard 3, draw 3. Look at that. 3 useful cards. Alright. I'll buy a bureaucrat because we're getting low on them. And that's me done.
Right. So I play a cellar, discard a workshop and a gardens for 2 more cards. I have 1 additional action, which will be a money lender. So I trash a copper, which gives me +3 on my purchase, which gives me 5, and there's no duchies left. Festivals look good this time of year. Grab a festival and clean up with the profits.
Alright, here we go.
Big move. Here we go.
Now I've got the order planned. So first one is going to be a festival, which gives me 2 actions, a buy and 2 coins. Next is going to be a bureaucrat. So I put 2 on top of my draw, and you guys discard a or show. Yeah, cool. Onto your not discard. You know what I mean. Then I'm going to play a witch, which lets me draw 2 cards, including the number 2 that I just put there. Damn. So now I've got 7.
That magical number.
7 and 2 buys. So I'm going to buy a bureaucrat, and I do have 2 buys, right? Yeah, an extra buy. Yeah.
Done.
Jobbeth done a fall.
Okay, so I am going to once again dwell in the cellar, and I am going to trowel all 3 remaining cards.
You've been cursed so much you're spending all your time in the cellar.
That's exactly right. It's lovely this time of year, and grand. I'll spend 2 copper and buy an estate. My chapter.
Alright, so cellar. I discard a copper and get a new one. My additional action will be an adventurer.
Oh, nice. Considering how much gold and silver is in your deck, that is very unfair.
And considering that gives me 7 to spend.
Oh no.
Starting to regret not playing the other action next. Anyway, doesn't matter. Well, my other action would have been a woodcutter, which given me the additional buy. Still the 2 extra coins, but the additional buy.
Yeah.
I could have split it up. I'll just settle for a gold. Clean up with a woodcutter.
I think you've got too many provinces. Debating whether to end the game or not. I don't think I'm comfortable enough to end it yet, so I'm going to go for Adventurer. Adventador, sorry. Get it right there.
Vroom, vroom.
Isn't it more like really high pitched? Alright, so 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. Ooh,
Nice.
No surprises.
Nice.
I had 7 at the start, and I'm like,
So I'm going to play a smithy, which allows me to pick up 3 cards.
Hey, nice. It's the first one of them I've seen in quite a while.
And that was not very useful. However, I will purchase an estate.
You're filling up your cards with a lot of your hand with a lot of estates.
I've got to balance out those cards somehow.
They're all worth nothing.
Balances out. -1, +1. annuls the curses.
True.
Okay, I'm debating whether to finish the game.
Get your own lines, man. Jeez.
Fair enough. How about I just finish the game then? Sort of There needs to be
Take
an
the
accounting.
decision out of my...
There needs to be an accounting. I acquire the last bureaucrat.
Can you do that next round after I've used all
I'm
these?
sorry. The decision.
these
I'm
to
sorry,
buy another
Dave. I can't
province?
do that. The decision's been made.
Now, do you finish your...
That's an excellent question. I honestly don't recall.
2 sec, folks. It just says the game ends at the end of any player's turn. So at the end of your turn, once that...
So because I've acquired that third, so we've emptied out the third
Yeah,
one of
we're
those,
going
so
to
I
end the
finish
deck,
out
but
my
you finish
turn.
your turn.
So I may as well just acquire
Yeah,
an estate.
no-brainer.
Job done. Clean up.
I think I should be allowed to have an extra
End of
province
game.
for
Done.
being such a swell guy.
And now comes the fun bit.
Well, especially when we've got this one, which involves
The
adding
gardens.
up all the...
Yeah.
So don't forget to count how many... Well, actually, we should start with that. Let's see how many we've got. $48.
52.
Ah!
Not even close. How's that?
I was 63 except for my curses. I had 11 curses.
Well, that's... At
So
a
the
certain
gardens
point,
worked in my favour, right? So straight away, I had over 60 cards in my hand. So that's worth 36 victory points alone. Right? So that,
Yeah, so they're
that
as
alone
good as
is
the
a big...
provinces
That's
for a fraction of the cost.
That's exactly right.
Half the cost.
That's
yeah.
exactly right. So the gardens have actually played well. So there was 36 points
Right.
there.
Sorry, I was trying to sort them out so it's easier to clean up. Okay, here we go. So I've got 4 gardens cards, and that was
So
one for
that's
each hand.
7 each.
7 each.
28.
Yep. Minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
So you're down to 13 points. What do you got in victory cards?
Okay,
Count
so
your
what was
ones.
it down to 15? 13.
13.
14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Plus how many threes?
Okay, you only need to get like 40.
That's alright, as I said, I was nowhere near close.
Well, 35.
6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21.
So that's 41. You were down. You were up to 20 again.
Yep.
Plus
So
the 21.
21.
So
41.
41.
Wow, 41, 48,
52.
50.
Good game.
Thank you.
Good game.
Game, gents. We're going to have to re-record it, though, because I didn't win.
Ah,
Isn't
I'm
that
quite
the
happy with
golden
that. Finally.
You won a game, Dan.
Finally.
Congratulations.
I want a game on camera.
Thank you, everyone, for watching. Hope that has proved informative to you. Stay tuned. We'll do... I think we're doing the Witcher board game next. Or we did it last week. It depends on what order I put them up. Either way, stay tuned. We've got lots more good stuff coming. See you later.
See ya. Bye now. I love
That was a
this is
game.
I really enjoy this game. I really do.
That game showed such a variation of the moves and the you know what I mean? Like
Hey, thanks for watching our video. If you like what we do, please click like and leave a comment below. Feedback's always useful and likes are always appreciated. You can also click subscribe and check out our other How to Play videos. We also do playthroughs for video games and reviews. If reading's more your thing, be sure to head over to anotherdungeon.com and check out all our previews, reviews and other written articles. Thanks again for watching. Bye!